That's it.
Oh,
How was last week?
That's it, we're on now. So here we are at Speaker's Corner. Bright sunny day. And I've encountered a man with a halo on his head. At Speaker's Corner, which should be most, well, I suppose if you're going to get it anywhere, you're going to get it at Speaker's Corner, I suppose. But actually, I've got your face in. You've now concealed the sun. You've done a perfect eclipse of the sun.
Okay.
So, you're Jewish, aren't you?
Yeah.
Jewish.
Yeah.
What are you up to?
I've just come down here to see you good fellows and ask where this fits into the globalist agenda.
And
what's going on?
How do you think?
Well,
How do you think it? What do you? You're old enough to remember the formation of Israel.
Yeah, what I don't get about Israel, and I remember the Yom Kippur War when they were caught with their pants down.
Let me move you over here.
Right.
So you're less haloized. That's
I
it.
remember the 6 Day War when they were
Hang on.
when
Remember
they were
what?
caught with their pants down in back in the 70s. And I'm beginning to wonder, a nation that is supposed to be so highly sophisticated with this dome of protection and all their devices they sell all around the world for defence and what have you, how they managed to cut their way through a fence and catch them out. Miracle.
All right, let me go back though.
Right.
Formation of Israel. What did you think at the time?
Well, I was only I was
Nipper.
I was a bit too young. Yeah.
Oh, is that right? All right
I was
then.
about 8, 7.
Okay, so
or 8.
Yom Kippur is the first you
Yeah.
remember, yeah, or what?
Yeah. No, I lived there prior to. I've lived
is
there
it?
once.
When did you live there?
In a year before the 6 Day War. I was living there when the army came in to the kibbutz. We were on the Syrian border.
Right.
The army came in and told the kibbutz people to start digging trenches. They said, "Piss off, we're not going to do it." And they said, "Well, if you don't, we stick you all in prison."
They
had
stick
to
you in
start-
prison?
All of us. They
For
wanted
what?
them to dig start digging trenches ready for this war that was going to
They wanted
happen.
you to dig
yeah,
trenches?
Yeah, I was living there working
Right.
on the kibbutz, yeah.
Right.
I lived with them, they were all right.
You're a bit of a hippie then, were you?
Yeah, I was, putting it bluntly. I went there because I was a bit left-wing.
Right.
And the kibbutz was Marxist. It was Marxist run.
Yeah.
So I put it that way, nobody had anything. You couldn't have a carpet till we could all have a carpet, all that crap, to
Oh, nothing to be happy.
Well, that's true, yeah, exactly.
You were there a long time ago.
Exactly, this is
Before the
way
ball
back.
ban.
But I said to a mate of mine, he wasn't Jewish, he came with me because we were both left-wing.
Right.
So I said, well, we go there because it's actually working as it was, whether you liked it or not. It was a collective compound within the capitalist system, but also had a dual purpose in protecting the border. They're all armed and there were guards every night.
And what did the people in the kibbutz at that time think about, like, the question of the Palestinians?
Never discussed it.
No?
There were. We met with Arabs there, Bedouin, in the area, and there didn't seem to be any problems.
Right.
I don't. Yeah, that's the bit that doesn't make sense.
And what about all this settler movements in and expulsion of?
If you notice that when they interview a settler on the borders, they're 9 times out of 10 with American accents.
Right.
The average Israeli don't want to know about that. He wants to live in there, keep his nose clean, living in the centre of the country.
Right.
That's the way I see it. It might be simplistic, but that's the way it appears to me.
Well, a lot of people move there. They get incentives to move there, don't they?
Yeah. And let's face it, it's provocative, isn't it? Make no bones about it. If you're settling up next to the bloke's bit of land he's living in, you're provoking him.
Yeah.
And that's what. It's all essentially a land grab. Yeah. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. And how Jewish are you?
Well, I'm just born Jewish.
All right, but like practice or anything, or family, friends?
No, because I tell you, having discovered meditation about 25 years ago, I realised then there was no connection.
Oh, you're proper hippie then?
Well, but there's no connection between organised religion and spirituality. They're different things.
Right.
People don't get that. They just don't see it.
But what about like Holocaust legacy and the necessities of?
This is the most salient point. We as human beings can't keep looking back what happened 100 years ago, 1,000 years. We've got to start from now and sort the problem out from now. Forget it. And until we do, we'll get no further. You know what Gandhi said? An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. We'll all be blind and wearing false teeth. That's it. Can't say no more. What can I, yeah. That's my summation of the situation.
But was your family like religious or just sort of Jewish working class?
No,
as it
all
was?
knew. My dad was a labourer. He went to synagogue later in life. He wanted his ticket in heaven, I think.
Right.
He never went till he was about 70. He started going to synagogue. I thought most peculiar. He never went before.
Insurance policy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Where do you go in the Jewish religion? Where do you go when you die?
Well, Ed, you know, I don't know the answer.
You don't know that?
No, because it never entered into it.
So you're the wrong
They
kind of
never-
Jew to talk to, then, aren't you?
Well, they never spoke about heaven and hell.
Right.
I never heard that mentioned, but that's me personally.
Right.
What other people see in it or got from it, I don't know.
Right.
But me, as an individual, I don't remember anything like that.
Okay, you said you come down to find out. But what do
Well,
you
where
think?
this-
What do you think is going on?
Where this fits into the...
What do you think is going on?
I wish I bloody knew about this one. This is really peculiar. There are many facets to this, apparently. You know, it could be him, entirely him. I mean,
Him.
they might have allowed it. I mean, they might have allowed it to
Well,
go on.
yeah.
Right, because he's in trouble politically.
Netanyahu, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he's I mean, I shouldn't say this, was a bit of a fascist, I reckon.
Yeah.
You know, and the one,
Well, lots of people said that, yeah.
I remember a video at the height of the pandemic when a young Israeli girl came on and said, "Save us from our government." She was in tears. They're treating us so abominably. And at this time he was Prime Minister.
Yeah, he said that Israel was one of the worst on the,
Yeah, on the
vaccination
that's
sort of
right.
pressure.
Which was intolerable. You couldn't even go to the beach. there.
Yeah, I mean that was the vaccine apartheid, wasn't it?
That's right,
Yeah.
exactly. So you can see the way his mind works, can't you? As an individual.
Yeah.
he's
Well,
like-
those who had power then, they certainly learnt to use it in that time,
That's
didn't
right,
they?
exactly. And that's
yeah.
what's frightening for the rest.
But Israel's always had, or Jewish people have always had, very critical-minded
well, yeah,
layer. Yeah.
Yeah, but when at the time of the Oslo Agreement, they did come to some arrangement, and I think the terms were laid down by the Norwegians that we start from now. We don't go back talking about what happened last week and 10 years ago. We must try, and they did achieve something then.
Right.
You know, there was something achieved then.
Relative quiet for a while.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know why? Because they were doing business with. I think they were doing business with one another. They was all
Well, the
making money.
Arabs and that's
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
That's what made me wonder now because the Americans did kind of dump them for a while, didn't
that's
they? You know
right.
what I mean? And they dumped the Saudis a little
Yeah,
bit and all that.
that's Yeah, and people,
But,
people were getting along quite well.
They seem quite keen on supporting them now, though.
Yeah. Well,
I saw the aircraft carrier shot something down
that's
yesterday.
right.
Yeah.
Whether I mean, I don't know if they were there already. They might have been there for some months, mightn't they, waiting?
Well, they've got to be nearby, haven't they?
Well, yeah, but it's all happening. Isn't it? Whether they knew it was going to happen, like everything else, somebody knows, don't
Well,
they?
that's what we don't know, yeah.
We
We've
don't
got some
know.
flat caps on. What are they here for today then? Oh, what's going on here then? All the cops.
Oh,
Palestine. Well, there's no harm in them being here, I suppose, but it's a bit many, isn't there? It's a proper team, that, isn't it?
yeah. Is there a lot of them?
Well, there's a team. It's not an army, but it's
was
a
it
team.
as pandemic? Was it not as bad as that?
No. But there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them just over there. Look. Busy boys. They might be here for something Palestinian or something like that, though.
I wonder where Netanyahu fits into the globalist, as the globalist elite.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think the globalist elite is a combination of different types of people. It's not just one elite.
No.
There are several elites, and they reform themselves into different groups.
Yeah.
So, there's a constant battle between them.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I mean, otherwise, look, the UN is officially sort of opposing Israel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because they've got so many countries who are opposed to Israel.
Oh, yeah.
They come under a lot of pressure from them.
Yeah.
And so it's not quite the same as the US, Europe, and Australia and all, and Canada are all cheering Israel on, So it's a funny mixture. The globalization splits up and reforms, it's not like one Okay, thanks very much. What was your name, just for the audience? Dave.
I'm not going to give you my second name. I might get arrested.
Dave, not going to give me. Thanks very much, eh?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, see you a bit later.
Did you hear anything new from me? Not really.
Hey?
You didn't hear anything new from me, did you? You didn't know anything of yourself.
Well, it's horse's mouth stuff, and it's horse's mouth. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
That's the Speaker's Corner experience for you.
Yeah. You know, as Henry Ford said,
Hey?
history is bunk.
History's
He's
bunk,
right.
well, yeah.
He's right. I mean, we never learned anything. What have we ever learned from him? We're still in the same shit.
All right, see you later.
Yeah, take care, yeah. This beer's coming now.
He told me he wasn't sure yesterday, so we'll see. We'll see. I'll have a wander through. Find out what the busies are up to. Find out what the presents is about. What's the presents about? What's the presents about today?
Make sure everyone's all right.
Just general. It's not specific. No specifics. Prevent disorder. Well, that's good to hear. Bit far away from the disorder though, aren't they? How you doing? You got a message for us today?
What message? What
What
kind
message?
of message you want?
I don't know. You tell me. Tell me what you think about the world.
Oh my goodness, we're in trouble. We always in trouble, are we? If we are human, we always quarreling and bickering and moaning and groaning about something.
Can we resolve it?
No,
Is it just the nature of man?
that's it. That's the you just bail it.
I'm asking. I'm just posing to
yeah,
you.
Yeah. We're going to live like this, We've been always like that. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. But this is our nature, We can't do much about it. Sometimes, people now they're selling their arms,
Who?
Well, who make more arms? You know that. Don't ask me. but you know something. Why should I tell you? Actually, it's all business. Remember that. In West, I come from East. We have some kind of love and care and family system, that kind of thing. India and Pakistan I'm talking about. But here, money. Everything they solve with the money.
But isn't it also true that in countries like Pakistan or India, that although in official language it's family and so on, in actual fact, like a friend of mine told me years ago, she said she went 1972. She went to India, and then she saw some kid whose arm had been cut off, and then they came up and asked her for money, and then the guy driving the car said, "Don't give him anything." The father cut off his arm to beg.
Well, this is the story too. I've been to India, I've been to Pakistan, and actually I am against beggar here. I sit down with the beggar here in this country, sit down with the beggar, especially the young one. Why don't you bloody work? Look, I work all my life and I come from other country and I'm living now, okay. Why don't you to work, And people come from outside the world and working and making money. And actually they're professional as you have.
Well,
here.
I mean, begging's always been a profession,
Oh,
though, hasn't
yeah,
it? You know what I mean? Everywhere, throughout the histo's of
Yeah.
thousands of years, it's been a
Yeah,
profession, hasn't
yeah,
it?
Yeah. So,
Like-
begging and prostitution.
Yeah.
They're the old profession.
That's right.
So, you can't stop it.
Nah.
You can't stop it.
Nah,
We have all kind of thing, We care about each other. We give everything what we can. And sometimes we take everything from them, even their life,
If you had a chance to give a message to the Jewish people in Israel, what would it be?
Live in peace. Simple as that.
What about?
Don't. Actually, I tell you, what I understand all my life, this kind of thing, We have this colonizing system before, and some favor the British, some favor Spanish, some Spanish or French or some this kind of thing going on, and we have different understanding now.
Mm-hmm.
So though we are Muslim, but we still have a different understanding.
And what about your message to the Palestinian people?
No, actually, Palestinian. Look, 1940. What was that country name? Palestine. Where this Israel come from? You know it. You know the story.
Sure.
They've been kicked off. They are kicked off from here. and my goodness, all Europe, and they are, look what they're doing now. And actually, what American ship is doing there, what British ship doing there, what Indian ship doing there, against Islam?
Observing,
No.
keeping an eye.
I'll tell you one thing. My conclusion is, from last more than 1400 years, they are against Islam. They want to finish Islam because they finished Christianity, they finished Judaism, they finished all the religion. They say, why Islam? And because Islam going to rule. It's not
You think so?
Muslim Islam. You may become Muslim. It's not, you know.
But a lot of people watching this are going to go, oh no, here's someone who wants to convert everybody again.
No.
Yeah, I mean.
You convert yourself. Allah convert
Okay, but
you.
that's just your belief system,
Yeah.
innit?
No. It's
I
well, it's
understand it.
understand.
I understand it's a widespread belief system,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but a lot of people, if they hear that, it gets their backs up and they think, who are you to tell us what religion we should believe?
No. We are not here to tell you what religion you believe.
You think that will happen? you mean?
No, never ever. I give you Quran. Read yourself. Become a Muslim yourself. Live your life. That's you. That's what I did.
One little problem I was told if you read the Quran
Yeah.
and you reject it,
No.
then it's not good.
No. No. Look, you didn't read it. That's why I understand. You read it. You reject it. You throw it away. Nobody bother about that. Hey.
I've got one at home. Don't worry.
Don't tell me that.
I've got one at home.
No.
I have.
I know.
I do.
You really.
I do. Yeah.
You don't lie to
I
me.
do. The guys at Speaker's Corner give me all the time. You know.
Not
Thanks
all
very
the
much,
time.
mate. Thanks very
Okay,
much.
sir. Nobody kick you out. You know, if you become Muslim, if you don't become Muslim, nobody take it.
Okay. Thanks very much.
sir?
Just read it.
Thank you.
Wherever you get the book, read. Get me.
How you doing? All right?
Yes, hello.
What are you Creative Society people all about? The young ladies with the Creative Society. What are you about?
We're about a society where human life is the highest value.
Human life.
Yes,
Meaning what?
human life.
How does that
Everything
differ from now?
is because the creative society is a format of society where human life will be valuable. If one human life is valuable, every human life is valuable. For now, in the consumer format of society, what is valuable is money and profit. This is why we cannot stop any wars, any conflict, because the wars is the biggest profitable business, we can say like this.
100 billion business. Each war is a 100 billion business, so we can't stop it anywhere. And
So what's the
society
specifics?
is our-
What's the specifics of the Creative Society? What is it about? What do you do?
this
And
is
and why should someone join you?
people from 180 countries unite our inner potential, knowledge, experience, scientific potential, everything. For find skills, for find solution, for find way out from global crisis. The crisis we have now very difficult situation in different side in our life. Environmental crisis, climate crisis, geopolitics, economic.
Okay, you ladies all sound like you're East European. Is there a specific country or you?
We are Creative Society project unites people from 180 countries.
But you guys?
We are here living in the UK.
Yeah.
I myself not a long time ago. We have people from England as well. They're busy with their.
Oh no, I was just interested where you guys come from. Are you all from one country or are you?
No. We're from different
Okay,
countries.
okay.
Absolutely different countries. But what unites is our goal for the better future, and not only for better future, for future. Because for now, because the climate crisis is such a big issue.
You think so?
Yes, we have a big issue with the climate crisis. We're talking about the real climate crisis, not the which
Meaning?
is imposed. Yes, we have.
What's the difference between the real and the?
Yes, because we are not making money on this, on the information which we really want to save our planet, because our planet is.
What do you mean by climate crisis? What's your interpretation of that?
Our interpretation, we conducted 30 years of interdisciplinary research by Alatra scientist group, and
Science is from different countries.
And from
So you think there's a climate transformation
Problem,
caused by
yes.
man? Is that what you think?
no.
No.
Because we have climate crisis because microradiation impact of our planet,
Right.
and this consequences this changes. It's earthquake, volcano eruption, flooding.
Okay, one more question.
Is it 12?
What's your website?
Our website is creativesociety.com.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Another
for your
time.
See us, the Christians here.
It doesn't matter what some clowns on Twitter. So why is the population growing? Why does the population grow every single year? Why is because of genocide?
Genocide isn't what someone says, it's what someone does.
Calm down. He's aggressive with everyone.
It's okay for you to raise your voice.
You're allowing yourself to be distracted.
Because he's Zionist, he can do that. And you're not Zionist, bro.
Of course, hold on, I'm waiting for him that he's going to say he's defending himself.
Yeah, he's not defending though. Yeah, an oppressor is defending.
Defend your point.
Makes sense.
So to conclude my point, Israel
He's
goes
a
to great
terrorist state.
When Israel hits a Hamas
Israel is a
position,
terrorist state.
It doesn't drop a
An
bomb on it
apartheid
like the
terrorist
Americans,
state.
or like Assad, or like or any of the Arab regimes around it. What Israel does, it does something called a knock on the roof first. It brings
Fuck
the
you.
people up.
Fuck you, you fucking
They
cunt.
even know what it is.
You're a fucking cunt. Yes, you are, son of a bitch, cunt. Yeah, you heard me saying you're a son of a bitch.
Jews, pay attention. This is why we need a country.
No, I'm
This
talking
is
about
why
him.
we need a country. Never ever forget that if we did not have our country, we would be
They have a
under
freedom to
people
kill
like
innocent people in Palestine. And we don't have a freedom to speak
With
even.
all respect, the points that you're coming out with, the points that coming out with, the points that you're
knock on the roof.
Yeah,
You agree with that?
yeah.
Look at his face.
You agree with it?
So I don't agree with
Go on,
any
say you
civilian.
agree with it, please. Go on, just say you agree with it.
I
Go
don't.
on.
Sorry,
Can I see
any
that?
civilian.
agree with it.
So I don't agree with
If
any
he's saying
civilian.
he agrees with this because he's something
Do you condemn IDF by killing 500 children in the hospital?
He does
It
it.
was
you condemn?
Islamic jihad. And
Do you condemn, you fucking cunt? Do you condemn? Do you condemn?
So to baby on Allah.
Do you condemn the killing of children in the hospital done by the Israeli state? The terrorist state?
On the Al-Ahli hospital, on the Ahli hospital that was hit by Islamic jihad.
By Israelis.
Subject.
Your Israeli government is a liar.
He's shouting that.
Your IDF are liars. That was a concocted, fabricated evidence. And you believe
You
that.
guys are so.
And you believe that.
Prove it.
Have you seen the Channel 4 documentary? Have you seen the Channel 4 documentary?
Joseph,
Arabic language they were talking on
why
the
was your
phone.
defence? Why was your system of defence?
That is
Although
why
it
they're
was probably the
swearing
most
at you.
sophisticated wall in the world. Why do you think the defence that your wall was so weak?
That is
Why do you think your wall was so weak?
They're swearing at you because
Why do you
you're
think
coming out
your
with
wall-
rubbish.
Why do you think your wall was so weak? Why was your defence so incompetent?
So do you want the honest answer?
7 hours,
want the honest answer?
unhindered.
They knew about
How
it.
come?
They wanted it. They wanted it. They wanted it.
Oh, yeah, we wanted
Of course
our
you
babies.
did.
Yeah.
Maybe
No,
not,
of
maybe
course
not
you
you,
did.
but some people, you know.
Sorry, who wanted the Jews?
I said I didn't say anything about the Jews.
Or the Israelis? The Israelis.
I didn't
wanted
say
it.
anything
You
about the
said
Israelis. I said
no,
some people
Who?
might want
Who?
it. Some Secret Services people, some Mossad people. Who knows?
Why does he have to answer
Some
you?
people
He said
might
some.
do something like that. Alternatively, your army is so incompetent that all of the show over the years is a facade.
Do you want,
That's
do you
the
want to know what
alternative.
happened?
So one or the other.
All the technology they
Two
have.
possible things it could be.
I think so.
Technology
But
they
you maybe
have.
you got a better answer.
I have. I've got the actual answer.
Go on then,
Let's
what is
hear
it?
it.
So, since 2022, October, Hamas have been planning this operation. And what Hamas did, they lulled the Israelis into a false sense of security. when Islamic Jihad were firing rockets on Israel, and I was very confused for a year. I thought Hamas were losing control of the Palestinians because from Gaza, every single time you saw rockets landing on Israel, it was Islamic Jihad or other militant groups firing them from Gaza and not Hamas.
So
and
Hamas outsmarted Israel.
Listen, yes, in
That's
this
what you're
instance
saying.
they did. In this instance they did. So what Hamas gave the impression was they were focused on building up the government and the economy, focused on getting work permits.
I heard that.
Work
That's television
permits,
talk.
work-
That's television talk.
Yeah.
That's like Newsnight,
It's
BBC.
just one-sided. Bias, prejudice,
Tell us something.
one-sided
Why
information.
did the Israelis not have a wall that was secure, given the fact it's the most strongly guarded wall in the world? That's got nothing to do with Hamas. That's to do with you.
Instead of
Or
interjecting,
Israel, not you.
are you
sorry.
interested in my answer or not?
I
just
am
want to
interested,
interject.
but you didn't answer it.
I'm
But
trying
your
to.
answers are always long-winded. You never address the question.
Can you stop shouting at me,
Go on.
you grumpy old man?
Go on.
You never answer a question directly. You go around
Why
the
were they
world.
so incompetent? Why were they so incompetent?
So again,
You never
Why was the
answer
wall
directly.
I understood your question.
I can't understand it.
So now allow me to answer. What Hamas have, they have a cyber unit, hackers, and the hackers.
In comparison
Hamas.
with Israel?
No, not in
Hamas.
comparison. But Israel wasn't expecting it. Do you understand what insurgency is? Do you understand what a war of
I
insurgency
think
is?
Israel knows that very well. You don't have to ask me.
So you think? Is your name Haiku? Is it
Heiko,
something?
yeah.
Heiko, you're saying you believe that Israel wanted
I'm asking
Hamas?
you one of two
no,
questions.
you actually said it.
One is.
You said somebody
either
did.
I said somebody might have. I said might have. It's just a theoretical.
making a
Why?
claim.
Why?
He's
Why
not
would they
making
want
a
this?
claim. He's on
Given
Heiko,
the fact that
Heiko,
this
why would
wall
somebody want this
was
to
so
happen?
pa-
Why would
what
a
you're
Jew?
saying to
Why
me-
would a Jew want
You're a
Hamas
Jew.
to be?
There's millions
Jew.
of
Why would a
answers
Jew?
for that. There's millions of reasons.
I'm
Talk about Jews. I said,
Why would-
why is it the strongest wall in the world
How's it the
was
strongest
so
wall
weak?
in the world?
And what you're saying is that Hamas were very clever
Yes, they were.
and outstripped the strongest wall of the strongest
Do you know what the
security
day?
system in the world.
Heiko, do you know what the day?
That's one possibility.
Heiko,
but that, but
Heiko,
then that
listen,
means
my brother.
Just one second.
I understand
more.
your question.
Then that means that the Israeli state,
Yes, agreed.
the Israeli state, it has been pretending all along that it's got some enormously powerful thing, and it doesn't have any such thing. Is that what you're saying?
So again,
The IDF are totally incompetent.
Do you know what a
And if
straw
they're
man
totally
is?
incompetent,
Heiko, do you want
what
my
are they
answer?
doing
Do
now?
you want to just put words in my mouth?
let him
Do you want my
answer.
answer, or
Yeah,
do you
go
want
on,
to put
go on.
words? Do you want to
Yeah,
straw
no,
man
go
me
on.
and put words
Go
in my
on, go on,
mouth?
fine.
Go on.
Okay. So, Heiko, please allow me to respond.
Yeah, go on.
I'll stay calm. You stay calm, but just let me speak, and then you can come with all your tinfoil stuff.
Okay, not tinfoil, but
So Hamas have a cyber unit, and
Right.
what they did, they took out the Israeli surveillance infrastructure. The day was Simchat Torah.
What time
or
was
Shemini
that?
Atzeret. I couldn't tell you the exact time. I'm sorry. It was when they first went in. I don't know. The
and they
time.
didn't notice for 7 hours.
So again, allow me to respond.
Okay.
So do you know what Simchat Torah or Shemini Atzeret is?
No.
No, you wouldn't because you're not
Tell me.
Jewish.
No.
It's a Jewish festival.
So it's a pointless
Oh yeah, I
question to
did
ask
hear
you.
that.
So,
Yeah.
so it was a Jewish festival.
won't
So
know.
the overwhelming majority of the soldiers had gone home. It's like Christmas. You go home to spend it with your family.
Right.
And so it was understaffed.
sneaky.
It was understaffed. There was a cyber attack which took out the surveillance. Then they came with drones, which Israel's never seen before. Hamas now had drones, which they then dropped the explosives on the surveillance.
Hang on.
Heiko, you said you're not going to interrupt.
Go on. Sorry.
So then what happened? They then came and the elite unit of Hamas with the paragliders came over the top, under the cover of thousands of rockets that had been fired to the north. So Israel was distracted momentarily. They then took down the fence with a bulldozer after they exploded a hole. They then took it down with a bulldozer, and thousands of Hamas militants and civilians, bizarrely, came over into Israel and started murdering, raping, and killing. The first place they went was the base, and I can show you the video of them going into the base, which Hamas released on their own Telegram. You can go on Telegram and look at it yourself, if you can type Arabic.
It was
And they go
1,500
from-
Hamas fighters, not thousands.
Don't get
1,500 were killed.
Not thousands.
1,500 were killed. 1,500 were killed. Thousands went over.
No, that's not what they said.
They went back.
You're getting distracted. Carry on.
It's hard for him
And-
to stick to his answer when he keeps getting
Yeah,
interrupted.
that's what I mean.
And so,
He's not that badly interrupted. Go on, carry on.
I'm glad it's funny for you, by the way, Heiko.
I'm just finding it funny that There isn't an explanation.
Heiko,
You're giving
There isn't.
you're giving an
I've tried
answer
for the last half an
which
hour.
is not
There
really
isn't.
an explanation.
Exactly what happened with me.
Right, the
That's exactly
alternative
what
then
happened
is,
with me. You
according,
wouldn't
if
answer the
according to what
question.
you,
He's going around the world. He's
if
going
what
around
he
the
has
world.
said,
Just say what-
one second, if what he has said is true,
Heiko, you said
Why
you'd allow
he
me to respond.
doesn't?
You said you'd allow me
okay,
to
what did you want to say?
Why he doesn't
So
condemn the
thousands
IDF?
of well-trained
And
Hamas
And he
soldiers
gave me a
came into
long-winded
Israel.
answer.
And what
the
they
First
did,
World
it
War,
was
the
unlike
Second
any
World
other
War,
situation that's
Americans
been
had
before,
to fight the
because
war.
they took,
He's got
and
nothing
they've
to
been
do
planning
with
this
my
since
answer.
October 22. They took hundreds of hostages.
Yeah.
They massacred, but they inflicted horrendous crimes, but they also took hostages. And then inside buildings in Israel, under the cover of hostages, they started attacking the IDF as they came in. I can give you testimony if you're genuinely
but
interested.
that doesn't
I
seem
can
to
give
be
you the
connected.
testimony
I mean,
of people
you're
who were
telling me
there.
what happened. You're telling me what happened, not why it happened.
So the reason it happened is because Hamas, and I can't tell you Hamas's intention, but Hamas wanted to initiate this.
Right.
Hamas.
Is it true that for a whole period of time Israel was supporting Hamas
No.
against the Palestinian Authority?
So they.
Is that true,
So
or is that all a lie?
Literally, we just had this conversation.
Is that all a
before.
lie?
Heiko, we just had this conversation
Okay,
before.
okay.
So are you suggesting?
just quickly answer then.
I
Yeah,
just,
say no
no.
then,
I want to ask you a very specific question in relation to it. How are you connecting that to what's just happened? Are you saying that Hamas are under Israel's control?
No, I didn't say that.
No, that's what I'm trying to understand.
No,
why you
I
said
didn't
it.
say that.
So
I
what
said,
are you saying?
is it
Say what you're
true?
saying. Instead of dancing with me, say
Is
what
it
you want to
true?
say.
Is it true? That's what I asked. It wasn't a very complicated question.
Okay, why did you
Is
ask
it true
What's the
that
connection?
Hamas?
What's the relation to today?
Because it indicates a dodgy behaviour on the part of certain elements within the Israeli state, which then could, I'm not saying did, but could have a connection to the opening of the border, given the fact that the border was supposed to be the strongest border in the world. I mean, I lived in East Germany when the Berlin Wall was there, and it wasn't easy to cross. But I mean, I used to go up and look on the platforms and see how people might cross or not cross. Everyone used to think that who lived there. Could you cross? What is it possible? How would you do it? What would you do? And what you are saying is, I mean, I always thought the Israeli state was a particularly powerful security system. I always thought they were particularly good at that. Whereas what you're saying, and I do understand it, what you're saying is the Israeli state is utterly and completely incompetent and betrays its own people.
Jews.
In that respect, and I did see
Jews.
that was the dominant view in Israel. I think
Jews.
most people blame Netanyahu.
Jews, pay attention to what the far left in the UK is saying. Pay attention. These are the bedfellows of Hamas.
How am I just asked you a question about Hamas,
literally-
and you come out with a silly statement like that.
because
When I asked
you're
you, did
literally
Israel,
saying-
did
you're
Israel support
literally
Hamas,
saying- he's
you refused to
literally
make a
saying-
statement because you knew they did.
He's literally saying that some Israeli Jews, not Israeli Arabs, I'm sure, Israeli
I was
Jews.
talking about Jews. I didn't mention Jews.
I know you didn't. Israelis, you were very careful not to say that, Heiko. You always are.
We haven't talked very often, so
Well, every time we spoke, it seems to be about anti-Semitism, and you're with some far left
talking
crime.
about?
It's on camera. You're on my channel, mate. You're on my channel.
Oh,
With
but
your
show
far-left
me what
nonsense.
you've just said. But anyway, show me what you just claimed. But anyway, go on.
With Marx, when you defended Marx on the question of Jews.
Oh, let's just avoid that for the
Tell
minute.
me.
It's really
Exactly,
not relevant.
instead of
It's not
killing
relevant to this
civilians and
discussion.
children and women.
So-
Instead of killing civilians,
Yeah.
can't the IDF go and fight man to man with Hamas?
We're going to. We're going to.
One more question.
We're going to.
Given the
We'll
fact
see.
that you are saying, you are telling me
Doesn't look like it. They're a
that
bunch of
Hamas
cowards.
are so clever,
That's all. You're
the
bombing-
Israeli state is...
I've got to go to a vigil.
Hang on.
You-
You're saying
it's
Hamas are so
fine.
clever,
My audience now
the
knows.
Israeli state are completely incompetent, and yet the Israeli
that's
state
exactly what I
is going to
said.
successfully fight a war to eliminate Hamas.
That's exactly what I said.
That's what you're saying,
That's
is it?
exactly what I
Is
said.
that what you're saying?
That's what you've just said. I've said.
You said it was possible.
I did say it was possible.
So what makes you say
I'm not taking one side or another. I'm saying
Oh,
that is
clearly you're not
possible.
taking a side, Heiko. Clearly.
On this question,
Your-
whether
your
or not
side is very
the
clear.
Israelis...
Your side is very clear.
What side is that?
We know
What side is
it.
that? What?
Condemn Hamas.
I condemn Hamas. I've got no truck with Hamas.
Okay.
What I said was, rather than you accusing me of some Hamas connection,
No.
I have zero connection.
Heiko,
I have
Heiko.
never, ever,
Straight
ever
question.
spoken anything about Hamas. However, a couple of minutes ago, when I asked you whether or not Israel had supported Hamas, you suddenly went silent.
Heiko, look at you. You came over.
How'd
You saw
they
a
support
Jew. and-
Hamas?
Look how you reacted
I
when you
saw
saw
a Jew,
me.
I saw you.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing with a Jew. What's that got to do with it? I interviewed another
You
Jew
came
earlier
over
on, the
and
same
your line
video.
of questioning is Israel
Did Israel
this?
support
Did Israel?
Hamas? I didn't say that.
You
I
literally
said
said
nothing
okay.
of the sort.
It's on
I said
camera.
there are two
Option.
possibilities that from my guessing.
And you
one
you
is
eliminated
the
one from your
Israeli
speech.
state were incompetent. Were incompetent.
Hey, do you condemn Hamas? What Hamas
Of course
did?
I condemn Hamas.
No.
Of course I do.
And a second question.
So is that your answer? You
No,
just asked
second
me.
question. Second
Your
question.
trapdoor, but it's not a
Do you
trapdoor.
believe that Hamas carried out the attack?
Yes, probably, yes.
Do you believe it under the instruction of Israel?
I didn't say I believe that. I said I doubt the explanations being given by Israel. I doubt them. I don't think the Israelis are that incompetent. But you're saying they are.
On this instance,
You're
yes,
saying
they
the
were.
but then
I
what,
don't-
but if the Israeli state on the 7th of October was so utterly incompetent, and for a year before that, when Hamas was planning this in secret and the Israeli state knew nothing about it, nothing about it.
Yeah.
Now you're telling me they're going to successfully pursue a war because they're so competent.
If you have an enemy who strikes you when you're unexpected, it does not mean you will not win the war. Hamas had the
No,
element
no,
of
but you're
surprise.
successfully going to do this. And you're going to minimize casualties.
Yes.
And you're going to look after the people. This we're supposed to believe now. Well, I don't find that believable.
I know.
You know, I don't find it believable.
Because you're the,
I mean,
you're the
you know,
anti-Semitic left, so you wouldn't.
where's the anti-Semitism coming?
Because that's what you are. I
anti-Semitic
believe you're an
what
anti-Semite.
you believe.
From our
So that's
conversations
enough,
we've
is
had.
it?
From the
That's enough,
conversations
is it?
we've had.
Your belief
Look,
that I'm
you
an
run over.
anti-Semite.
I'm talking to people. You run over with your weird conspiracy theory. That
Where's
Israel,
the conspiracy
there's
theory?
Because it's inferring
Where's
that
the
someone in Israel
conspiracy
wanted this
theory?
to happen.
My friend,
I'm not your friend.
I'm
not your friend,
The
Aiko.
Egyptians contacted Netanyahu. They told him something's about to happen, and he ignored it. Right? That's on record. So it's not my conspiracy theory. The Egyptian security services said this is what happened. They spoke to Netanyahu directly. Now you are saying that isn't what happened, and Netanyahu basically, and the Israeli leadership, and the Israeli security services, and the IDF are totally and utterly incompetent.
No, I didn't say
That's
that.
what you're saying.
You said that.
And if that's the case, then I don't see how you can
Aiko,
expect them to
Aiko.
conduct a war on your behalf.
Don't come and talk to me again because you don't actually listen to what I say.
Oh, I did
Every
listen to
answer I
what you
and
said.
just throw my-
You check
every
the
single
timing on
answer.
this. You'll see. You had about the same time as I did. I didn't have any
I wasn't-
excess
it
time.
wasn't about-
I didn't have any excess time. Sorry?
What's your YouTube channel?
Subject
No,
action.
because I've got to go. I'm going to come back in an hour.
All right, see you later.
Subject what?
Have a good day. Have a good day.
Subject what?
You can find out.
No, I've got to go to a beach shop. That's a Jewish massacre.
Hey, Delia. Good.
When their parents ejaculated. Ejaculation is the cause of the problem too, guys.
How are you today?
Very well, thank you. How
A
are you?
fine contribution last week. Everyone appreciated.
Oh, right. Oh, I've got a new campaign that I thought we can
What's
sort
your new
out.
campaign?
I think we can sort out the problems in the Middle East.
Right. So, what is it?
I don't know if I can get any of your anyone to send in donations.
Tell us about it.
Oh, I can't find it. It's basically, I think we should be sending a combination of very strong cannabis, edible cannabis, and contraception to all Israelis and Palestinians as a matter of great urgency. We need to force the Israeli military leadership, the Israeli political leadership, Hamas, the Palestinian Authority must be forced at a certain time, sooner the better, to prove that they have taken a very large quantity of edible cannabis. They will then be put in a Zoom room and we will all be able to watch them falling over the place, having forgotten what they were arguing about and laughing when they realised how dumb they all actually were.
A good friend of mine told me that when they went to Israel, they were surprised that everywhere you go, people are smoking cannabis.
Is that right?
Yeah.
They need more. They need more cannabis out there. The people in Gaza need cannabis to get over this going on. Those soldiers, whatever, they need to get stoned. And then maybe they'll wake up and realise, hold on, should I really be doing what someone else tells me to do? Obedience, it's a terrible idea. Obedience is the problem in the Middle East. Obedience. It's people doing what somebody else told them to do. Oh, it's okay to kill that person. Oh, all right then, let's do it. right? That's the problem in the Middle East. And if we get some cannabis in between, maybe they'll wake up. Hold on a minute. What am I doing all this for? I'm just getting stoned. But why am I arguing? I don't even remember who I am. We'll get them some strong stuff and they have to take it.
Thanks very
But
much.
at the same time, we must make sure that they are educated to realise that enough is enough. There's 11 million people out there.
Lots of drama here today.
So my friend, if you lie, if you steal, if you commit adultery, and if you lust, are you guilty?
I was not speaking to you. I speaking to you. Why just your name? You were spitting at me. You were spitting at me. I was not speaking to you.
As the Son of the Most High God, God is calling you to turn away from your sins, turn away from your wrath, your anger, your hatred, your murderous act. Turn away. Pursue peace and live with peace with your neighbor.
I came across one of the demos, one of the videos of the demonstrations during the lockdowns, and there I saw you marching through the demonstration.
Yes.
What do you think about the Israel-Palestine issue?
Well, I think to be factual and to consider it, it's sad what is happening on both sides. I mean, here is Hamas. They begin opening the gates of hell. And now the gates of hell is here and we don't know what to do. But the fact is that, yes, there's been an issue from past. But from my observation, Israel wants a two-state solution. Hamas doesn't. And you know what? The Palestinians will suffer because of that. When you determine you're going to wipe someone off the earth, that is the agenda of Hamas. Why doesn't anybody speak about Hamas's agenda?
But in terms of power, clearly Israel is more powerful militarily than Hamas.
That's fine.
So wipe off the earth is a bit...
No, but that's what they say. Listen, Hamas hasn't hidden their agenda. They say they want Israel off the earth.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Not the
for
Palestinians.
someone to say that,
Yes.
and someone be able to do it, it's two different things. And I mean,
I understand. You see, my argument is let's look at what is being said. Forget about the sound bites and all this. Let's look at what is being said and what is being done. Yeah. Of course, the Palestinians are suffering. That is not right. Why should anybody live the way they live? No. But Hamas has made it worse. That's my point. You know, they were already suffering, and you say you want to help them. Now you make their suffering even worse. See, it's not good for any side.
If there was no Israel, there would be no Hamas.
There you are. My point is, when you want someone not to exist, what do you expect? They will fight for their existence. They will. That's my point.
No.
So I hear
Israel
you.
belongs to the Canaanites.
okay, ladies and gents, that's been going on for a little bit of a while. That's a 42-minute Speaker's Corner show. We're normally a bit shorter than that. We've got a few busies here watching what's going on. They look very bemused, the police. They're not really used to what happens here. So, you want to...
The word?
Yeah.
Be fair.
Be fair is good.
Be fair. And if you are Christian, as most of the world is, remember what Christianity is. Remember what it is.
What do you mean? Be fair is Christianity, or what do you mean?
Yes, be fair, be human.
Thanks very much. What's going on in the world?
Oh, we're talking about same old, World Economic Forum.
Oh, that old monkey.
You know, yes.
the technology, enslavement,
Lovely subjects.
and all that sort of
Lovely
stuff.
subjects.
And then a little bit of Israel-Palestine in there as well.
That's
So,
it. That's what's going on at Speaker's Corner today.
Yeah.
And you? Yeah, we got the coppers watching. They look really bemused, these coppers. I don't think they've been to Speaker's Corner before. They're looking at it and like everyone, they're looking at a Christian speaker over there and thinking, is this trouble? I mean, a Christian there, look, with a flag. It's not saying anything. A lot of them are lying. It's nice. It's peaceful anyway, isn't it? That's a good thing. It's peaceful anyway, isn't it? So that's the thing. I'll be up in a bit. Yeah, okay, ladies and gents, that's probably this part of the show today. And then speakies in a minute. Right.